Revelation 2199. From the 31st of December 1941. Effect of the God-opposing will. Man's will is powerless against God's will, no matter how wise and powerful he thinks he is. Every interference in divine order punishes itself, for then human will is directed against divine will, and the result is that such an action affects the human being himself insofar as suffering and adversity come upon him through his will. It is no coincidence that the human being often has to suffer from what he himself has caused or striven for he has often worked against God's will through his own will and must now feel the effect of this on himself. And this state is currently prevalent on earth, that the human will no longer respects divine will, that it abuses its freedom for actions which contravene divine order, and that this results in conditions which are extraordinarily painful for the human being himself. God does not tolerate that his will is disregarded. Although he does not hinder the human being's will, it is understandable that something cannot be good which is contrary to divine will. And what is not good cannot benefit the human being in its effect either. Consequently, the human being harms himself through his will which is contrary to God's will. And this both spiritually and earthly. A spiritual decline can be observed if God's will is not observed, and earthly adversity must be used as a countermeasure on God's part in order to stop the spiritual decline or to remedy it. And the human being is powerless against such and can only reduce it when he seeks to fulfill God's will, thus recognizes his spiritual low and seeks to remedy it. Then his will no longer opposes the divine will, he lives in the divine order and consequently also reduces the state of suffering, which was only the effect of his will directed against God. Amen.